Okay, so welcome to the Art of Spiritual Healing, where we use Joel Goldsmith's book as direct inspiration to dive into certain aspects of what he's teaching. And today we use Jesus. Like, what about Jesus in the art of spiritual healing? Now, Joel has a couple of expressions, and that's really wonderful. It's like he has many expressions in which he refers to Jesus, also in the art of spiritual healing. But today I'm using it a bit different. I actually want to, give you an assignment while we're in this meeting, and that is to find a place. Maybe just use the Gospel of John, where you look at one healing that Jesus did and let that sink in for yourself to see the occurrence, and then choose, come to share about what you see happens in the miracles that he's performing. Like, what is it so specific about Jesus doing these miracles? What is so characteristic? And what say healing principle is related to it? So that looks to me as a very interesting assignment. So we do that later in a practical part, just as we will have a circular interview with each other, and you will discover what that means. Now, of course, we have the art of spiritual healing as an integral part of this meeting. And that means also we're looking at expressions of Joel and take it from there to what already has come to us as realization of or impartation, to integrate, or to see how well it is integrated in how you experience Jesus as an example, for instance, or Jesus as an instructor for healing, without making him into an idol, because you can say whatever you want about Jesus. He's the Christ. He's like the embodiment of the Christ mind that is also in you. So to make an idol of him would distance yourself from him and would make it very difficult for you to accept that this is part of you, that you are this healer, that you are this one who is completely in communication with your brother, but also with God, that you communicate directly, and that you can come into the expression of it by releasing everything else, in fact, everything that you've learned. And this is wonderful practice that we do. That's always surprising, because basically you always feel a little bit of resistance, at least if I had to admit, like you feel a little bit of a resistance to do this, because you have to actively stop doing what you're doing in your mind. You have to stop engaging with your thoughts. You have to stop projecting into the future. You have to stop your worries. And you're so accustomed to them. Maybe not. Maybe you're just rejoicing in the love of God all the time. That's fine too. No problem there. So you recognize the Christ in everyone. That is great, because the Christ is in everyone. It is your brother that will set you free. In our brotherhood, in our recognition of the common source that we share, healing takes place. So this is essential. Now, here's the thing now with Jesus, you could say, like the thing with Jesus is that he demonstrated it without an opposite. Like he literally demonstrates healing in every encounter that he has in the 3 years that he's on the road, you could say, and that he's discovering, in fact, that he's fulfilling his mission of demonstrating. Healing has nothing to do with this world. It has nothing to do with sickness. It has nothing to do with lack and limitation. It has nothing to do with the human laws. No. Are you kidding? No, luckily not. So what is happening is a miracle. What is a miracle? Something that doesn't comply with the laws of the world. That's why it's indescribable or not understandable. If you could understand it, or even justifiable, There's no justification for the miracle. We saw this moments ago. So there's no justification for it, because otherwise there would be a place for it in this world as an integral part of the world. There isn't. There simply isn't. That's why nobody understands A Course in Miracles, because if you think you understand it, you're missing it. I have to laugh about that, because it is like you can seriously study everything, but your intellect is not necessary to come to an experience of the love of God, of the art of spiritual healing. Like for healing to take place, you have to to release your ideas, and you release your patterns and habits and old ideas, because they're all say past experiences. They're all based on the past, and the past is gone. So you base your reality on something that isn't there. That cannot be very healing. So here we base your healing on something that's really present in this moment, and that is your Christ consciousness. And Christ consciousness is demonstrated in totality by Jesus. That makes him a very useful example, because he basically did everything for you. And that's huge, because in your recognition, and basically it is taking place despite your recognition, but in your recognition, with your oneness with Jesus, you're one with Jesus, with the Christ mind, you see that that is part of you. That he literally, when he fulfilled his sojourn, when he fulfilled the will of God, when he resurrected, there's only one mind. Who is that mind? The Christ mind. So you have been resurrected. You have been returned home. You're home in heaven, in other words. So whatever occurs here, in whatever form, whatever mesmerism that you're encountering, can have no reality, because you're home in heaven. This place is closed. It's get the hell out of here. Exit laughing. Get out of here. What the hell are you doing here still? You think there is something here? There isn't. So this is the message of Jesus. He was done in 33 years. It's like, okay, well, this is it. And my mission is over. Accomplished. It is accomplished. He said it. It's accomplished. It's done. It's a done deal. This world is over. So come with me. You resurrected. Now join with me. Join with me in the oneness of our mind and our love for God, our common source. Here you are. There is no death. If you can't believe that after where I went through, then, yeah, what can I tell you? So that's why the demonstration of Jesus is so incredibly important. But not only that, it needs to be recognized by you and accepted by you that it actually took place, including you. Not as you know yourself, but as you truly are. Only one of us resurrected, in that all of us resurrected. That's taking place. Now, to make this doable, we develop a spiritual path, you could say, like the Infinite Way or Course in Miracles, or whatever helps you. Whatever helps you to release your thoughts, to release whatever you think you are, and are inviting a true experience to come to you. Because it's time. You had the calling from within. Otherwise you would not be listening to this. Now that is really wonderful. That is given to you in this instant. You have heard the call and you have answered. That's why you're here. Now how are we going to approach this today? Like I said, we're going to look at John. You find your expression of John, whichever, John 2, John 5, the first miracle, the second, third, whatever you can find in John. Take a little bit of time for it and look really what is being stated in whatever translation that you use, because it's all translation that we're reading. We're not reading directly from the Aramaic, nor it's also translated into English, so it's still a translation. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The truth is still, present in it. And the truth is not in the words, but in your recognition. So that is something that we're going to do in a moment. But first I want to bring in some expressions of Joel where he refers to Jesus, and he does it in a very specific way. So I'm not going to say anything else, and we take a look at that. So I call this "Take up your bed and walk." Take up thy bed and walk. What about Jesus? So this is a program, the example Jesus, the art of spiritual healing, and the circular interview, and of course John, the healings of Jesus in John, and your assignment connected to it. So here we are. Jesus gave us a glimpse of this higher dimension of life when he said to the impotent man, "Wilt thou be made whole? Rise up and take thy bed and walk," clearly indicating that God was not going to cure a physical disease, but that physical disease actually was not a power or a limiting influence, and therefore nothing could hinder him in spite of what he was experiencing as physical discomfort. When the man responded, it meant that he was lifted into a new dimension of consciousness, one in which his physical limitations did not operate. So a sudden shift out of the body experience, a sudden shift into timelessness, is what the miracle is. Now, this man experienced that. So can you, of course. So that is always like, include yourself in, continuously include yourself in, because this is happening to you. You're the one with physical discomfort. You're the one with the impotence, you can say. Like you are the one thinking that something is missing in your experience of yourself. So, wilt thou be made whole? Do you want to be healed? Well, rise up and take thy bed and walk. So that is quite something. Of course, this is also from John, so you can use this as example too if you want. So I'm not going to say too much about it because you're going to share something about it. Joel says, Jesus, the greatest spiritual healer ever known, lived, moved, and had his being continuously in the realization of the Father within. And for that reason he could do the works of God, and state with conviction, "He that seeth me, seeth him that sent me." And him with a capital H, in fact. Once you perceive that which Jesus called this world, that is the material sense of a universe, is really an illusion, you will know why the great master could overcome the world. He overcame it through the understanding that it was an illusion. Therein lay the overcoming. So these are just some, say, illustrations, you could say, illustrations to show you this is what Jesus did. Like Jesus overcame the world, including himself as a body, you could say. He overcame himself. He saw everything for what it was. And in other words, completely realized whole mind, resurrecting mind. He was a resurrecting mind. He is whole-minded. In fact, just as you. When you release ideas, when you actually start to see with Christ vision, you can see right through the appearances and connect with what is real. And that is not difficult. It is just a matter of being willing to let go of the rest in order to let your eyes be open to see it. And it will reveal everything to you. How could it not? So that's not like that would be a great accomplishment. No, it is your natural inheritance. So all these things have been made so great and so mystical, and so I hope to demystify it with this what we're actually looking at today, because Jesus is not an idol. No, he is not accomplished. He's the realization of Christ's mind. But you can have the realization of Christ's mind. Your mind is whole when you recognize your mind to be whole. You are enlightened by your recognition of your enlightenment. You, like, if you have no opposite against it, when you lose the idea of opposites, when you lose the idea of comparison or competition, you might be in competition with Jesus, thinking that he's such a good healer and you could never do it. You can have like a minority complex with it, thinking like, I will never be that good as he is. And that's like, that is total nonsense in the sense how Jesus actually brings it to you, because he says, like, there's only one of us. I and my Father are one, but also there's only one Son of God. Everyone who comes to my Father comes through me, through my Christ mind. So we're one in that. I am the portal. I'm the bridge. I'm the portal to that. But it doesn't mean that it excludes you. No, it's all inclusive. That is just based on your willingness to recognize it and to let go of other recognitions that you have with you in the world, with you related to your perception. So these expressions that we looked at, it's great to see. These are familiar expressions, and the last thing you should do is distance yourself from it. So, in other words, it's a continual inclusion of yourself. That's the only thing. You have to include yourself into the message, into what is being shared, into what is available, into the experience. Don't exclude yourself thinking that you're not worthy of it. Don't exclude yourself in any kind of way. No, this is inclusion. Love is all. Love is all. Love is all. I am that. I am that I am. That is who I truly am. I don't have to doubt that. To doubt that would really be to give power to a mind that is not yours, to ideas that have no source. So that becomes very clear because we repeat it over and over. So that's being brought to you as a reminder all the time. So that's really lovely. So I'm going to give a moment to settle down. Now you can use your Bible app, for instance, on your phone, or pick up the Bible that's close to you and do it in your language. That's all fine with me. Find a piece in John, let's be specific, like in the Gospel of John. Find a piece where Jesus is performing a miracle and share after reading it what it does with you, how you can include yourself in it or recognize in it, and in fact, what healing principle is literally being presented so that you can learn to recognize it. So that's about probably 10 minutes that you will have time for that. So I'll look on my clock now. So it's like, yeah, 10 minutes would be great. Then we can come back and share this with each other. So this is an individual assignment where you can check that out for yourself. You can do it together too if that's an option here in class. The thing is here, the miracles of Jesus in John, or the specific occurrences that took place, Jesus had a role there. He showed you something. He directly showed you, for instance, how he was present, what he was sharing, what principles he used, healing principles he used.
Well, he had gone somewhere. I forgot where he went to. The people there wanted to see signs, and he tells them, unless you people see signs and wonders, you will never believe. And the royal official said, "Sir, come down before my child dies." "Go," Jesus replied, "your son will live." The man took Jesus at his word and departed. While he was still on the way, his servants met him with the news that his boy was living. When he inquired as to the time when his son got better, they said to him, "Yesterday at 1 in the afternoon, the fever left him." When the father realized that this was the exact time at which Jesus had said to him, "Your son will live," so he and his whole household believed. This was the second sign Jesus performed after coming from Judea to Galilee. That was, Jesus didn't want to see the appearance of the son that was sick because he didn't believe in the sickness, for one thing. And the man must have had enough faith in him that he left and went back to his son when Jesus said he would be healed, rather than still encouraging him to come with him or whatever. And then when he found out what time that happened was the same time the son was healed, then that faith spread through his household. So they all became believers. And, that most of the people were looking for signs. They wanted to actually see him be there and heal someone, where it was his consciousness raising, I guess, the man's, to have enough faith to believe that it was going to happen, to not doubt that it was going to happen. So it's kind of the principle of it not being anything, sort of. I don't know what that principle was exactly, but of not, I keep on going back to appearances, but a lot of it is with not buying into the appearances as being the truth, that, Jesus didn't see illusions. So he wasn't seeing that anything was wrong.
All right.
So I gotta stay detached, because being attached is harmful. It's really harmful to you.
Yeah. So my question about direction is like, well, imagine that in this world there always seems to be something calling you, but it's a voiceless call. It's a sourceless call. So it looks like you're being called to do something or respond to something, while it is actually an empty voice. It's not really something at all. So this is what I try to express. The direction could be that you immediately go within and say, like, okay, this is an appearance. I don't know how to look at this, but I would love to see it differently.
I used to think of him as a human being who knew more than we did.
Yeah.
Now I do see that Jesus was really just an image, and that Jesus was not doing what he seemed to be doing, that it was always the eye of him doing it. As he said, the Father doeth the work. That's how it really was. Jesus wasn't the one doing it. Jesus wasn't healing the sick. Jesus wasn't raising the dead. It was always the I that was doing it. So I look at Jesus as how we see robots. How we see robots is how I see Jesus now. I see him being told what he says, and I see him being given direction. And when he opens his mouth, the words come out, but it's not his words. When he touches something, his hands are touching, but he is not the one doing it. So this is how I see why the miracles was occurring. It was always the Father at work who did the works, not Jesus himself.
Celui qui vient à moi n'aura jamais faim, et celui qui croit en moi n'aura jamais soif. Mais je vous l'ai dit, vous m'avez vu et vous ne croyez point. Tous ceux que le Père me donne viendront à moi. Et je ne mettrai pas en dehors celui qui vient à moi. car je suis descendu du ciel pour faire non ma volonté, mais la volonté de celui qui m'a envoyé. Or, la volonté de celui qui m'a envoyé, c'est que je ne perde rien de tout ce qu'il m'a donné, mais que je le ressuscite au dernier jour. La volonté de mon Père, c'est que quiconque voit le Fils et croit en lui ait la vie éternelle, et je le ressusciterai au dernier jour. I don't know, it's a real miracle what you say, Vim, but for me it's a real miracle, and I recognize this word because um, I recognize Christ in my brother, and this week I understand and I stay in this word. Here is my beloved Son, in whom I put all my trust. Voici mon Fils bien-aimé, en qui j'ai mis toute ma confiance. And when I have distortion, I always I say, really, show me, and I wait in the silence, and I listen a voice, and my peace is in my heart, and I realize that I am a Christ, and if I am a Christ, I am Fils de Dieu, Son of God, and I see the entirety in this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I see all, and I see also. I say also, show me a miracle today.
Yeah.
It's very important to understand and to say this. And in the morning, I say also, que ta volonté soit faite. And j'ai besoin de rien faire, je ne fais rien. I stay in this word, your volonté. Okay. Quoi?
Your will.
Your will. It's a real step for me, and with the way out, this program with way out, it's also I understand I am a totality with God, and I am love with God, and sure I am love with my brother, and I can really recognize this in totality.
And Jesus said, for judgment, I am come into this world, that they which see not might see, and that they which see might be made blind. And some of the Pharisees which were with him heard these words, and said unto him, are we blind also? Jesus said unto them, if ye were blind, ye should have not seen, but now ye say, we see, therefore you sin remaineth. So, for me, it's questions the reality of this perception and true vision. And when it's like when Jesus said, I come into this world with the sword, or separate the truth of the of the illusion. And it's yes, it's a remain for me to. It's like the first lesson of the Course in Miracles. It's questioning all the time the reality and the perception and the appearances, and so it's talk to me.
So this training that we do is basically to release all that continuously, to come to the impersonalization of what is being shared, and the nothingization of what you think it means, and what you think you are, and all your investments in time and space. So that's always in the way. So it's a beautiful, basically an incredible thing. You are born into a world that you start to deny at the end and recognize it for what it is, and then it disappears because you don't have no necessity for it any longer. And you recognize, no, I never left home, I'm right here. I never left the garden. I'm still playing in the garden. Nothing changed. It had no effect at all. No matter what seemed to be occurring, whether my car was stolen or whether I was attacking someone before. None of that has occurred. It has no effect. It is just a reflection of an source that does not exist. A reflection of an idea that has no source. And that makes it so amazing. And whether that's on physical level, whether that's on material level, it's all the same. That's all the same. There's no difference. So amazing that we can express this to one another, basically recognizing this and applying it, basically on a moment by moment basis. Right?
Michelle, can you hear me? Should be there.
Of course. Wim, can you show me oneness?
Oneness. Can you show me oneness? Sure. Yeah, thank you for the invitation. That's really lovely. Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing I rather do. Tessa, can you declare yourself as who you really are? Great, thank you. I am the Christ. Angel, who do you say that we miss?
He is one with all that is. The Christ also. Who are we all?
The light. I have read a phrase this morning, and I think it's my answer. I can find it in English. Just a minute. I think that's let the light within you shine brighter than any doubt. So we are the light, not the doubt.